Wala akong naririnig ha. Take 1, 2, 3. Scenics ng beach.
Check 1, 2.
Ayan.
Check, check.
Stand by. As the beach of Boracay calls and summons you with its white, pristine... Mali. Wrong.
Pristine sand.
Mali. Smile. Okay. Inis na inis ako pag ginagalaw yung... Ayun, harap may Pilipinas Live. Hindi na lang ilagay lahat Pilipinas Live, di ba? Tapos.
Wala na, pawis na, lusaw na. Lusaw.
Okay. Tissue.
Tissue po.
30 pa lang naman.
30. I'm melting.
May OBB ba? May OBB ba siya?
OBB muna.
Sige, game.
Dapat lumalayo si cameraman, baka hindi makita yung beach volleyball
Ayos
court.
yan. The summer heat is definitely on and it's felt everywhere and most likely will stick and ooze more feverishly here on the last day of the World Beach Pro Tour Futures here at the Nuvali Sand Courts in Santa Rosa, Laguna. Don't look for the ocean. It's not here. They made this beach volleyball court just for the purpose of this sport. This is the lineup of matches today as we go into the semis as well as later on, finals later on in the day.
Well, exciting day for beach volleyball, and you did say it is the last day of competition, so there's still time to invite people to come over.
Yeah, and it's a Sunday. There's nothing to do. Come over, watch the tournament, and there are so many things you can do in this place. Let's take a brief look at the tournament format, how our final four and later our final two managed to arrive here today.
Well, you can see, there were 16 teams split into 4 pools, and then they call it a modified pool play. Top three teams from each pool move on to the knockout second phase. Then you have the main draw second phase. Top teams from each pool receive a bye in the round of 12 and single elimination knockout. So, to make a long story short, after 16 teams in the main draw, we are down to 4 fighting for a place in the finals.
It should be noted that the pro tournament for beach volleyball goes through 3 groups, and we are doing what is known as the futures, which is the developmental part. As you take a look at the bracket today, because we will have Japan against US, and then later on we will have, I think, Germany against New Zealand.
Yeah, obviously these are the top 4 teams here in the Philippines, and you did talk about the futures. Just a brief overview, there are 3 phases, 3 divisions: Elite 16, Challenge, and Futures, and we are in the futures. What is the futures? Developmental, like you said, for the host country. So it's good for any host country, like this leg is in the Philippines. They're gonna actually promote the sport.
It's so nice as we have our country continuously hosting these volleyball events. It's also preparation for the VNL this year, and next year, of course, will be the World Men's Competition. In the meantime, our 2 teams which are warming up as of now or have done their warm-ups, it's going to be Japan against the US as we take a look at Riko Tsujimura and Takemi Nishibori and where they went through to get here.
Yep, we have to mention first, that this tandem is not short of experience. Rico and Take actually playing their first pro tour as a pair, but they competed in so many events, 17 and 164 total for these two. So you know that we're in for great beach volleyball action.
Oh, it should be quite a matchup. The size of the U.S. will be evident here, while the aggressiveness of Japan, it's not stereotyping, it's just the way they play the game. Now, let's take a look at how the U.S. pair, first time for them to actually team up together. This is Chacon and Whalen.
Yeah, for me, this is a pair made in heaven, I would say, because they finished 4th in Australia in the Futures event. third in New Zealand, then second again in Australia. So they're hoping it's 4-3, 2-1. So they're hoping to end up first place in this tournament.
It should be noted that aside from the money, teams are interested in finishing well so that they can gain points to move on to other tournaments in the world.
Right.
So you gotta like your partner, no?
You have to, no fighting.
Okay, and it's noticeable as we take a look at the game at hand. These players, they seem accustomed to the heat. Tayo, angal na angal, ang init-init sa Pilipinas, but it's no problem for beach volleyball players. They love it.
They love it, they're used to it, and they look forward actually to the heat.
Oh, yes, and the different heat that we will have from the beach volleyball court here in Nuvali will happen in just a short while. We'll have Japan against the United States here in Nuvali.
Beach Pro Tour Futures Nuvali. This matchup is between Japan and the United States of America. And now the players for Team Japan, Riko Tsujimura and Takemi Nishibori. And their opponents from the United States of America, Elena Chacon and Mariah Whalen. Our first referee, Lumer Pajarillo. Second referee, Abimelech Llanera from the Philippines.
Lumer Pajarillo is the man up there in the perch. And it's time to get going with Riko Tsujimura and Takemi Nishibori of Japan. They will be to the left of your screens. The Americans will be on the right. Daliana Chacon will be with the ponytail, and Maria Whalen will be the other colleague. And we're underway. Best of 3 sets. Race to 21.
Right, and then the third set is raised to 15.
And we should also note, as the first point is scored by the Americans, is that the ball is different in beach volleyball. A tad smaller, perhaps a tad lighter as well, because of the wind conditions.
Mm-hmm. And the material used to actually make that ball is suitable for outdoors.
Oh, I didn't know that. In the meantime, this cut shot is outside, and it's 2-0 for the U.S.
Yeah, the Japanese pair, 2 straight errors there. You want to start out, it's early in the morning, but I'm sure these girls are used to the court conditions, the sun, the wind, and they want to start out strong.
They have no problem. They were here early on. In the meantime, first point of Japan.
That's what you want to see. I mean, again, we mentioned in the start of the coverage that this Japanese pair, not short of tournaments, not short of experience.
And there's the open spot. Is the training for beach volleyball so very different from that of indoor volleyball?
It's different, of course, because number one, you have resistance in the sand, and the flooring. Indoor, it's pretty much the Tyraflex or the wooden courts. No? So you tailor fit your training to suit that condition, which is the sand.
Whalen, with an attempt to block that particular drive towards the net, ends up blocking it outside. It's 3-2 in favor of the U.S. side.
Well, we expect this morning to be a long morning because, these are the top 4 teams. This team first, the top 2, and then later on after, another top 2 teams vying for a place in the finals. So it's going to be extended matches.
So much at stake. Futures, in terms of money and points, of course. There's a battle at the net. And this is what you want to do in beach volleyball, since there are only 2 to a side. You want to look for those open spaces. I think we will change sides.
Yeah. It is at 7. So, the Japanese tandem, a bit of a slow start, 2 straight errors, but they're right back here.
Is the front player obviously always the setter?
No, actually,
both of you
the
should
blocker.
know. The blocker.
Yeah. Either normally it's the taller player or the one that, has better blocking.
In the meantime, the U.S. moving out in front by 2 points. It's 5-3 here in the first set. And that one is outside. And that's a service error. We are now at 4 for Japan, and they will be serving against 5.
Yeah, one thing you have to realize, in beach volleyball, wind factor is huge. Because especially when you serve, sometimes when you're going with the wind, you have to take some pace off your serves.
Okay.
When you're going against the wind, sometimes you want to make it hit the wind so it'll drop. It's like a floater serve. So wind conditions, knowing which way the wind is actually blowing is very important in beach volleyball.
Unlike indoor, everything is contextualized and everything is sort of set.
Yes.
In the meantime, Japan gets its 5th point. Ishimori will be serving now. Ishibori, the taller player between the 2 Japanese pair. Oh, first long exchange here. Ishibori looking for the open spot. Chacon sends it airborne, and the U.S. side takes it 7 point. They lead by 2.
Yep. Good effort though on the side of Japan to try to block it. First, it was great anticipation on the defense, but Team USA just overpowering that Japanese blocker.
In the meantime, Mariah Whalen will be serving. Inside.
You know, when these players decide not to block and move back, that's a risk, right? It's a risk. If the spiker or the hitter, the offensive team, realizes that quick and hits it to the back, that could have been a different story.
Here's a setup, but it is tapped and blocked at the net. Well done by Mariah Whalen, and it is now 9 against 5 here in the first.
Well, that's a perfect slow-mo of what the Japanese pair shouldn't do. These sets too near the net. Like you said, Whalen, obviously the taller player between these four girls, will be all over that.
Pati tayong broadcasters, we adjust in the sun. Our monitor, we can hardly see it.
True.
Because of the reflection of the sun. In the meantime, it will be 9-6 here in the first set as that one went out.
Yeah, Whalen overcooked that.
Here's Rico Chujimura.
Whoa!
Who is in terms of volleyball experience, the younger pair, is playing in now her 18th event. And on the other hand, her partner with a lot of experience. You were mentioning 100 over,
67.
Something like that.
Or 64, something like that.
Yeah. It is 7 serving against 9.
Good serve.
And that is long, and that brings Japan within a point.
Yep, 2 straight hitting errors on the side of Team USA. They have to address that. Obviously, their game plan at this point is to go long, but they have to get it inside the line.
Cut shot. Oh, excellent recovery. That time by Rico. And that's off. Rico Chujimura.
Rico tried to backpedal, but we know in the sand courts it's not easy to backpedal.
My respect for beach volleyball started in Boracay when I said, wow, I tried it. And you spike, you sink, and the ball is spinning, the sand is in your eyes. I'm forced to play with shades.
Right. But you know, when you get to play beach volleyball at one point in your life, you will appreciate more when you watch a game and see them run, dive, block. It is not easy.
Are there certain skills that you take away from beach volleyball that help you in indoor?
A lot of people say that, it helps in your leaping ability because you've been playing and training with resistance, meaning sand. So when you get to indoor, it's like your leaping improves.
And maybe we see that in CC Rondina, in Jude Garcia,
Yes.
who we covered the other day. In the meantime, it is now the U.S. side ahead, 12 against 8.
Actually, if we name some local players that did play beach, so you have Rana Abdilia, right? Requinton, and you did say CC Rondina, Bernadette Pons, Jude Garcia. You're
Jovelyn
right.
Gonzaga.
Who doesn't jump high there? Nobody.
Mga airborne people yan. In the meantime, set up by the Japanese side. And that is a Czech ball. And they arrive at their 9th point. We have a technical timeout, and we'll avail of it as well. Mabuhay, as we say in the Philippines. Long life to all of you as we welcome you to Nuvali and Santa Rosa City in Laguna, one of the provinces just outside the capital city of Metro Manila. And we've got the second semifinal battle, Sheona Christ against Anna Lena Grun, and Daniel Quigley and Olivia McDonald of New Zealand get entangled here in the other semifinal match.
Well, the importance of this obviously is earlier we had that match between Japan and USA, and Team USA in through the finals. And this one, whoever wins between Germany and New Zealand will face Team USA.
And the team from Japan will be in the bronze medal match. And we will take now a closer look at the two players that compose the German side first. And Christ and Grune are only playing in their fourth event as a pair, placing as high as second in a futures event earlier this year. And this is what they've done so far.
Yeah, well, they dominated Pool B, and then they outclassed Kiwi pair Sadler and Green to earn the semi seat. So they are here today hoping to get that ticket to the finals.
Chenoa Christ has been playing
Semifinals. They actually did not have a bye. They had to play another match in which they upset a tournament favorite in Stosek and Semerad. You know, they were the ones that people bet to make it to the finals. But no, the Latvians actually upset them. So they are now here in the semifinals.
Okay, and they defeated the Thai pair as well. Banluen, Vichayawi Stakin. And we take a look on the other side from the Philippines. They were 2-0 in Pool D. They won against a team from Japan as well.
Yeah, they're looking good here. Obviously, they are the crowd favorites, the locals, the local heroes. And what a feat if they can actually barge into the gold medal match by defeating Latvia. So it's going to be a huge task, but with the Philippines behind them here in Nuvali, anything could be possible.
And they have members of the Philippine volleyball, beach volleyball teams. I saw Dr. AJ over there who participated. They're over there. I saw Bernadette Pons as well. Bernadette, of course, had several. There they are. Where it's a little dark, but you know what I'm saying. Bernadette Pons also had a stint in the SEA Games as well with Cici Rondina, of course. So that should augur well for the Filipino pair here. But of course, if you're the visitor from Latvia, you want to win as well, and you want to improve your standings, your points, and get a chance for bigger prize money, of course.
Yeah, and this is a huge chance for them because, again, we mentioned, they upset the tournament favorites. So that in itself gives them the biggest chance to actually take the gold.
First, we'll get 200 points and that much money, and you can see why you want to be in the top 4, of course, because there's so much more money to share and to finance the next trip, which is not cheap nowadays. There are airplane tickets and hotel accommodations. Sometimes you get the sponsor, sometimes you don't. In the meantime, Noel Zarate, who is the king of the 5 sets, but there are no 5 sets in beach volleyball, will allow him to do the introductions.
To the men's semifinal in the FIVB Volleyball World Beach Pro Tour Futures Nuvali. And this matchup is between Latvia and the Philippines. Let's first meet our officials for this match. Our first referee, Jetro Paredes from the Philippines. Correction on the officials. Our first referee is Jaturong Tangwat of Thailand. And our second referee, Fernando Velarde of the Philippines. And now let's meet the players. First, for Latvia. Number 1, Toms Liepa. Number 2, Ernest Pushkunzis. And their opponents from the Philippines. Number 1, James Buitrago. Number 2, Rancel Varga.
And we are about to put the ball into play of our first serve. Excuse me. The Latvians will be on the left side of your picture. Of serving will be Ernest Pushkindis. And the Philippine side will be on the opposite end. Of course, Varga is there, and Buitrago is the one in the cap.
Oh, we are off.
First point, no problem that time for Buitrago.
So what you can see a clear advantage of the Latvians is their height. You know, we do have James Buitrago a bit taller, but Varga obviously not the tallest of players. But it's going to be a challenge for Team Philippines to try to get through.
That serve just a bit out, and we're knotted together at 1.
Yeah, they wanted to go tough, to go strong, but that goes wide.
Liepa will be serving. Lands in Buitrago's hands. Good stretch by Liepa. It's on the side of the Philippines. Varga gets to it. Set up by Buitrago. And the shot in between the two Latvians.
Yeah, they let that go. No blockers there. And Buitrago just punishes the backcourt.
Buitrago and Varga are playing in their second Pro Tour event together. Last year they participated in the challenge event also here in Nuvali, but could not qualify for the main draw. The Philippines jumps out in front by 2.
Yeah, that's a huge block. You know, if we can get that as an intimidating factor at the net.
Buitrago,
Good serve.
part of the NU program in the UAAP. In the meantime, Liepa got it right in front of Varga.
Yeah, Pushkunzis. Smart.
And Pushkunzis, just above the net. Ernest got to it again and drops it neatly.
What a tough angle there. Deep cut shot.
Brief fling with the lead by the Filipinos. And a lead is not safe in beach volleyball. Doesn't last very long.
Oh, what a serve.
That's long.
Team Philippines, you see that they have the right intentions,
Yes.
try to be aggressive at the net, but they have to check these errors.
The last 3 points have been scored by Latvia. And some of the points have been freebies courtesy of the errors of the Philippines. Here are the Latvians rehydrating. Let's go with the serve of Ernest's. They are the only pair to make it into the semis without a bye, as you mentioned in this round of 12. That's a wicked down-the-line delivery by Buitrago.
Yeah, that was smart hitting, just sensing the blockers. Check the cross.
On the other side, Varga suited up for UST.
Good serve.
Good reach that time by Liepa. Oh, yes, sir! Buitrago drumping it down.
Well, Buitrago is the taller player between the two for Team Philippines, but when you see him at the net across these Latvians, it's like, okay, I thought he was tall.
Yes, it's about at least 2 heads up on Buitrago. Oh, but Buitrago doesn't care. He's doing his job and gives the Philippines a 2-point lead.
That's just smart, reading that push there by Tom's Liepa. That push going cross, and he was all over that.
And it really helps you have your teammates behind you here. Egging you on. Here's the serve by Varga. Down the middle. A hand on it by Boitrago. Oh, too hot to handle.
Yeah, that was made possible again by Boitrago. You know, after that block, he kept it in play, and Varga gets the point. What a start by Team Philippines here.
Second taste of the lead by the Philippines earlier. They had the advantage at 3-1. Here comes the attack, and it's inside. It is now 5 against 7. By the way, the referee, well, Noel corrected himself. It's not from the Philippines. He's from Thailand, actually. In the meantime, here we go. Boitrago will attack. Smart player, huh? Very smart player.
And you can see the advantage really of Latvia over Philippines. You know, when Thomas Lepa is by the net, you have to play it smart.
Yeah, you have to be wily, crafty, and come up with some moves that the Latvians don't expect, really. Good setup that time. Oh, well done. That completely threw off the Philippine defense. Excellent shot by Lepa, and we will change sides as the Philippine lead is reduced to 2.
But on the positive side, you know, you have to be happy the Philippines still has the lead.
And a team in the semifinals of this competition, in case they lose, they will be in that bronze medal match. But I'm sure they're not thinking of that right now. In the meantime, Boitrago.
Oh, good dig.
Good recovery. He stood up so quickly.
Yeah, great defense by Latvia.
And the lead of 3 is sliced down to 1.
Well, Team Philippines needs a stop right here.
Better digging, better defense by the Latvians. Boitrago gets to it. Varga makes it a set. Boitrago, missed completely. We're tied at 8. Last 3 points have been scored by the Latvians.
What about that digging by Pushkunsis?
Yes.
Right? I mean, he
Using
just
that length.
The length and diving. I mean, we have to give it to them. They're working hard for their points.
After a while, when you've been playing this sport, that sand doesn't bother you anymore. It's part of your skin suddenly. Boitrago will attack. But it's checked by Lipa. Varga unable to get it, and the lead has changed hands. And the Latvians now lead by 1. They've scored the last 4 points.
You can see the shift in the game of Latvia. You know, they're playing it smart right now. They can sense what the Philippines' strategy is, so they're changing things up.
Yes, and the Philippines ties it up anew at 9.
You know, Philippines has to realize they were successful when they were the ones playing patient beach volleyball. And resort to that still.
Both teams with 3-point runs here. Varga got to it. Boitrago got to it. Varga will cut it up. Skundis.
good dig.
Boitrago with a good dig. Here comes an attack opportunity. Yes!
Thank you, net. With the help of the net that dribbles over.
Lead back in the hands of the Filipinos, 10-9.
But what a series of defensive stops by Team Philippines there.
Varga serving. Lipa. Varga got to it, but it's long. Excellent effort, but we're tied again at 10.
A good effort by Varga to try to keep that ball in play. Just so much power by Latvia.
Toms Lipa will fire away. Yes, down the line, delivery by James Boitrago. And This is now an 11-10 lead by the Philippines as we take a side change.
The FIVB Beach Pro Tour Nuvali Futures would like to...
Philippines taking the first set 21 to 14. And some numbers on your screens. And look at the blocking of the Philippines.
Yeah, you know, it's such a welcome thing when the smaller team gets a better blocking, in that set. Philippines 13-0 attacks. They even led 13-10. Errors just by one, but basically I feel Team Philippines just played it smart. They forgot the fact that the Latvians were taller because right they didn't show any signs of weakness there, just playing it smart.
You know, Vargas serving has been solid, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, Buitrago. Vargas says hello. Philippines are just quicker. Just quicker. And probably playing a little more creatively.
Yeah, and also when we say they're playing patient, there are a lot of times that when the ball is presented to you at the net, you just want to hit it. Right? You want to hit it down, but they're just playing it patient. That I'm just gonna go for those lines, make sure that it's in play. Well, you did say Varga was serving well. What about that? A gift for you, Sir Sev. And
Thank you. Served short this time. And that's inside. Just inside and neatly done.
That clipped the line. But you will see, because of the presence of Buitrago at the net, the Latvians are not going for hard hits. They're also going for the angles.
Oh, that's a good point.
And you will expect all their players to actually just go for power.
Lipa ended up tossing it over, and some length being used by Tom Lipa.
Yeah. They finally get a hand at that. I mean, you will expect two tall players to have at least one block, but zero in the first set, so they get that.
Suddenly something's flying here. I thought snow had come to the Philippines. Anyway, Buitrago and Varga. Inside. And look at Puskandas and they're looking at each other. Look at this. They'll look at each other here.
Yeah, you're right. It is frustrating when you lose a point that way, being outsmart.
And just so frustrating. Let's see serve of Buitrago. That's tough to work with. He was going for the sideline and that misfired.
Now serving for Latvia.
The wind is a factor.
It is. Look at that. You see Liepa again checking the direction of the wind.
He missed that. He misjudged where he was. It was too close to the net. He hooked it to the left and he had run out of space. Latvia is a 1 point lead.
Yeah, Team Philippines have to realize why they were successful. Not too tight shots. They're just going for those open looks. So when we saw that drop by Buitrago that went out, you just push it down the line.
Tom Lipa. What is the call? It's a foot fault? Yeah. You don't hear that, see that every day. And we're tied at 4.
Well, he did not contest that.
Sometimes when you're doing it in training, you tend to forget that rule.
Yes.
Just blast away. 4-all score. Varga is served. Steady so far. That's a great shot. That's well done. Nobody there. 5-4 Latvia.
Well, good response from Latvia after losing that first set. Right now, they have a slim 1 point lead.
It's a bit problematic, but Varga may do Buitrago was a little eager beaver there.
Yeah, they have to settle down. Talking about Team Philippines, they played an outstanding first set. No need to change, no need to rush.
That's a hot serve. Buitrago says, gotcha.
Smart. That was just smart by Buitrago.
Watch how he craps this.
Yeah, just making sure it lands in play.
1 point lead by the Latvians. Serving well, the Philippines just above the net. That is going to tie up this second set.
Boy, that hitting error.
You know, the confidence of the Latvians is not so
Yeah.
high. It's so low.
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
They need some energy points here. And this, ooh, what a miss.
And I'm actually surprised because they are the taller team, obviously, but they're playing the game of Team Philippines. It's like going
Such a
for the
good point.
angles,
Yeah.
finding those. It's like when you're taller, you want to take advantage of that, go for those strong kills.
Last 3 points have been all Philippines. Varga. Buitrago says, Varga, shoot. And last 4 points have been scored by the Philippines. They were down at 6-4 earlier, but now they're up by 2 at 8-6. Again, you're watching the FIVB World Beach Pro Tour, the Futures category. Steph Sarmiento Noringo here, reporting to you from Nuvali in Santa Rosa, Laguna. First set went to the Philippines 21-14. That is inside.
But they're sticking to their game plan. You know, they're going for the drops. They're going for the line shots.
And you know, some of the stamina factor is kicking, and they can't unleash that much power also.
That's true. That's true. And the heat.
And they've been diving endlessly, which is sapping their energy as well. Huh?
That's true. Yeah, and we did commend Team Philippines for, you know, playing deliberate, playing smart, playing patient, and it has been working. They still have a 2-point advantage.
Varga. Oh, that's a miss. Now they tried to use some heat, and they missed badly there.
Buitrago did a great job in showing his outstretched block and covering the cross. And Liepa tried to counter that with a tough angle, but sailed wide.
There's a group of people there that don't mind the heat. They're cheering. They're standing there.
Oh, another good serve.
Yes, well done by Toms Liepa. He found a good clean angle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a better counter.
Ernest Pushkundis. Varga has to kneel down for it. Yes, right in front of Pushkundis.
Well, again, thank you, net. That's what is the cry of Team Philippines. It just dribbled over the net.
Philippines still in the heat, but not out of the fire here.
Yep.
What seems to be the problem, says our referee from Thailand. Reminder, I guess.
No idea.
Reminder, I guess.
No audio, no idea.
Drago was not in the proper position. He was running towards the right. It hit his left side. Watch this. Yes, and he was also backtracking.
But he was in the line of the ball.
Yeah.
It's just that, I mean, it's the timing.
You know, Vargas a great setter, huh? He's playing that center road to the hill.
Technical timeout, 12-9 in favor of the Philippines.
It's almost noon here in Santa Rosa, Laguna, in the Philippines, and it's not going to stop anybody from playing and enjoying beach volleyball. And we have a semifinal match. It's going to be Turkey against the Czech Republic. Representing Turkey will be Hassan Hussein Mermer, Sajid Kurt, and they will be up against Kristatnian Oliva and Vaclav Kurka. And the winner here will go up against the Philippines.
Yep, you said it. That's the news. And the match prior to this was Philippines against Latvia, and Philippines booked a seat to the finals.
That's it. Book a seat in the finals,
Right?
and they will go up against the winner of this particular match. We will take, these are the protagonists. We'll get to know them in just a short while. Here's the finale, the final bracket here for, on the road to the gold medal match.
Well, this last semifinals match will be against Turkey and Czech Republic. Both these teams dominated their respective pools, Pool A and Pool C, and then they defeated, both of them actually defeated German pairs to get to this point. So similar journey, but they're hoping that that journey will part today because one team will make it to the finals.
And that finalist, rather, will meet the team from the Philippines that won earlier today, as you mentioned, against Latvia. Let's get to know Turkey. And Turkey will go with Hassan Hussein Mermer and Sajid Kurt. And here's a little about them.
Yeah, well, they're playing in their first Pro Tour event as a pair. So Kurt has only recently played in the pro circuits, but has been representing Turkey in actually youth tournament. So a very young player. And then we see Mermer 52nd FIVB tournament. So you see their journey, a young player and a veteran.
And for the Czech Republic, it's Krzysztof Jan Oliva and Vaclav Kurka.
Okay, Oliva is 19 and Kurka is 20. They're playing their second Pro Tour, so they have experience playing together. That could actually be an advantage coming into this match, into this tournament, and they're hoping that they will use the advantage to get to the finals.
And before coming to Nuvali, Kurka and Oliva have been paired together about 2 years ago. And they finished fourth in the CEB Youth Circuit Tournament. They're quite young, 19 and 20. Mermer will be the oldest player here at 29 years of age. So you can expect the Philippine side will be watching this game with intense interest, Noreen.
Well, it's like they're scouting their opponent right now. And it's going to be a great match, I feel, between these two teams, the Czech Republic and Turkey. Again, the similar journey, defeating German pairs. But they are here, and they will go all out to make it to the final.
And let's send it to Noel Zarate, our venue announcer, for the introductions of the officials and players.
Final in the men's division of the FIVB Volleyball World Beach Pro Tour Futures Nuvali between Turkey and the Czech Republic. But first, let's meet our officials for this match. Our first referee, Srinivasan Jayaraman from India. Our second referee, Mark Louis Hulao of the Philippines. And now let's meet Team Turkey. Number 1, Hassan Hussein Mermer. Number 2, Sajid Kurt. And their opponents from the Czech Republic, Krzysztof Jan Oliva and Vaclav Kurka. The winner will take on Team Philippines in the final. Good luck to both teams.
And we are just about ready to put the ball into serve. Our referee atop the perch is from India, and the Philippines is represented by our second referee. Turkey will serve first. These are very tall players, Noreen, and quite lean, and I can suspect quite mean, really.
For sure. For sure. And we will see their brand of play today.
Early clearly energy by the Czech Republic side. Hey, long rally that is inside.
Well, that was Sajid Kurt going cross there.
And the first point of the match on the first set belongs to Turkey. Oh, that's into the net by Murmur's serve. 1-all.
Well, we will see, you know, these errors, how it will play a part in determining, you know, trying to get momentum in this match, because they are both very talented pairs.
With experience and some opportunities to play together, Murmur takes care of scoring that one, and Turkey moves ahead by 1.
Well, you see a advantage, I wouldn't say slight, but pretty good advantage in terms of height for Turkey, and they're hoping to use it, especially at the net.
In the meantime, the serve is long, and we are now knotted together at 2 apiece.
Now serving for the Czech Republic.
Boy, these errors, we talked about the errors. Two errors from the side of Turkey.
Oliva serving. Sajid got to it. Murmur with the reverse.
Good thing.
Kurka battling at the net, and Kurka succeeds.
Well, you will see the strategy of Czech Republic. How do they counter the blocker at the net? The Murmur, the taller of the two.
Oliva serving. Murmur makes it a set, and into wide open spaces on the back row. No block there.
Kurt goes cross. It is a close first set so far, and for Turkey, you're hoping to get your serves in.
Yes, alternating leads, and the decision at the last moment by Kurka to allow it to fly out.
With the 3 service errors on the side of Turkey.
And both teams an opportunity to rehydrate as we change sides. Suddenly the heat is a different breed right now as we hit the noontime.
It was a pretty cool morning.
Yeah, now the word scorching becomes becomes a word of vogue all of a sudden.
No, the word scorching becomes a word of experience.
Then later on at around 2 o'clock it will be sweltering. But who cares if you're a beach volleyball fan? You love the sun. And that is a neatly dropped shot by Sajid Kurt. We're tied at 4.
Yeah. So you see the offense not an issue for Turkey. It's really just getting their serves in play. Like that.
Sajid. That is inside. Neatly done.
Oliva gets that through the blockers.
And the Czech Republic has a slight lead. 5-4 here in the opening set.
Yeah, and one thing they're doing right really is they're not making Turkey feel that their height is an advantage.
Yes.
That they're getting through the blocks.
They're forcing Turkey to play small here. And that is a long attempt that time by Sajid Kurt.
Boy, really, Turkey's game right now hounded by errors.
Yes, they're falling behind by 2. 6-4. Behind by 2. 6-4. Murmur on 2, but kept alive. Is it going to land in a safe spot? Yes, it is. Murmur makes it a set this time around. And it's covered well this time. And we've got another lively exchange. And it ends quickly as Murmur snaps it in.
Well, that's the longest rally so far. Great hustle by both teams, especially the Czechs when they tried to retrieve that ball.
Yes.
But Turkey gets the point.
Hassan Hussein Murmur. This pair playing for the first time as a duo. That is outside.
That ball is on the line.
It's first referee overruling the lines judge there.
He will take a second look, though.
And Turkey is now challenging the call.
Challenge, and they look at the marks actually. I think the referee from India will change his mind.
Let's check. Yeah.
Yeah.
Call has been reversed. Ball out. Point goes to Turkey.
So that's how challenges go here in beach volleyball.
Score is now tied at 6.
Can't challenge everything. Can challenge the in and the out.
Again,
And
because the ball marks the
Yeah,
sand.
the ball marks are the key there. Reverse set. And let's check it.
That's a check ball.
Check ball, yes it is.
The Czech Republic.
Again, you know, the
Go ahead,
Czechs
go
are
ahead.
doing a good job in
7-6.
getting it over the blockers. Again, taking out the height advantage. I think that's very important. A very important game plan for the Czechs.
That is outside.
Is out for Kurt.
Sajid Kurt not getting his game going here.
8-6 in favor of the Czech Republic.
14 points in total for both sides. We are going to change sides here.
But we got to settle down. Talking about Turkey, you know, again, these errors, hounding them. They can't seem to find their groove, find their game.
They've been unable to launch any clear attack in the match so far, wherein they can get some points strung together.
Václav Kurka.
Václav Kurka, who has appeared in 14 prior Pro Tour events. Second place with former partner Tadeusz Trosil. And this will belong to the Czech Republic anew, and that'll make it 9-6 here in the first.
Oliva and Korka, you feel that they are ready. They're more gung-ho to play here. And you see a bit of frustration already setting in for Turkey. 6 errors for Turkey.
But they get that one inside, ending a long spell of not being able to get that point. 9-7 tally here.
Can you imagine, prior to that kill, 6 errors and 6 points.
Yeah. Sajid with the serve. Korka with the set, the push. It's out of reach and mishandled by Sajid. Czech Republic moves ahead by 3.
But they're the ones playing a more mature game so far.
Yes, indeed. Oliva serve in play. Murmur gets it inside.
Well, much needed point there for Turkey. It did clip the line, we saw it,
Yeah,
no?
it did. Yeah. Murmur now cuts it down to 2. As far as the lead is concerned, he will serve. Set up. Yes, that's inside.
Cross-court dirt for Oliva.
They're just
11-8, Czech Republic.
they're being successful with their game plan,
Yes, Oliva knocking in the cross-court attempt.
no? Good pass.
Sajid gets it to bite.
That point will go to Turkey.
Right, that's a more deliberate shot by Sajid there, going cross, you know, more precise there.
You know what I'm getting from you? There's a certain tempo you should also use when you're playing beach volleyball. It can't be all quick, fast.
Number 4 score.
You've got to play at certain tempos slower than usual. We have the score at 12-9. A technical time here in Nuvali. Set the court. And we'll keep the heat on. Why not? Because it is the FIVB Pro Volleyball Beach Volleyball Tour happening here in Nuvali, the Philippines.